Yes, Chapter 5 Industries. What are industries? The industries come under the category of secondary activities or manufacturing units. Moving to understand what are the actual meaning of secondary activities. We generally get the raw materials in the nature. The raw materials are converted into very useful product or very valuable product for the human beings. To utilize it is known as secondary sector. In that, the manufacturing unit like industries or factories do the same activity. So in simple words, we can say that industry is nothing but which converts the raw materials into more valuable, useful product for the human beings. Basing on the availability of the raw materials and classification of the raw materials used, we can classify the industries into various categories. How is the classification of the industries done and what are they? How are the industries classified? The industries are broadly classified into three major categories. Into how many categories the industries are classified? Three major categories the industries are classified. Basing on the raw material which is used is the first criteria for the classification of the industry. Size, whether it is a large or a small, that is the size of the industry. It is categorized on the size. And who owns the industry? Who is the owner of the industry? Basing on that, we have the ownership. Basing on the criteria of the ownership, the industries are classified. So first one is basing on the raw material. From where does the raw material come? That is the first criteria to classify the industry. Second one is size. How is the size? And third one is ownership. Who owns the industry? So these three are the criteria or different criteria used for classification of the industries. Once these three are the major criteria used, again we have in raw material, the first criteria again we have basing on the getting of the raw material. From where are we getting the raw material? From which category we are getting the raw material? If we are getting from the agricultural products, the products which are related with agriculture or agro-based industries are known as agro-based industries. The industry which gets its raw material from the agricultural background is known as agro-based industry. Example is food processing, and the second example is making of the vegetable oils, which we have different types of oils which are available in the market, like for example sunflower oil, which is extracted from the sunflowers which is available in the agricultural product actually, which is grown and which are collected and which we get it. So like this. Moving on to the second category. If the raw material is a mineral, the industry which is run by getting a raw material is a mineral, then it is called a mineral based industry. That is iron made from iron ore. So iron manufacturing industry is a mineral based industry. Moving to the third one, we have the marine based industry. If the industry is extracting its raw materials from the marine region, then it's called marine based industry. Example, fish oil. We get fish in the seas, oceans, the marine life. So when we are extracting oil from the fish, that is an example for marine based industry. And moving on to the last category in the raw materials, that is forest based industry. If you are getting a raw material from the forest, then that industry is known as forest based industry. That is paper, furniture, all we take the raw material from the forest and we do the processing in the factories and the industries, and finally we make out the product. So basing on the raw material which is used in the industry, we categorize the industries on four different categories. That is agro based industry, mineral based industry, marine based industry and forest based industry. Agro based industry is getting its product from agricultural background. It is cultivated as a crop or agriculture related crops. Then minerals. We are getting minerals from the layers of the earth. We do mining and we get the minerals. So the industry which is getting its raw materials from the minerals is called as mineral based industry. Example, iron from iron ore. Then we have the marine based industries. The marine based industries are fish oil industry is an example for marine based industry. Here we get the raw material from the marine life. So this is the oil based. Fish oil which we get from the marine life is an example for marine based industry. And forest. How the forests are happening? The forests are also the source for industries. The trees which are grown in the forest are cut down and they were brought to the factories. The processing is done. They were chopped finely and you get paper, furniture. So many industries are based on the forest. So the raw materials which we are getting from the forest, that becomes the forest based industry. So basing on the raw material, how many categories again we can divide the industries? 4 categories. First one is agro based, second one is mineral based, third one is marine based, and the fourth one is forest based. Moving on to the second division of the category of industries. Basing on the size of the industries are divided into 2 large groups, that is small scale industry and large scale industry. In the small scale industry, we are covering cotton, basket making, basket weaving. All these come under the small scale industries. The small scale industries, the number of the people employed will be very short and the technology used also is very less, or sometimes no technology only will be used properly. But when it comes to large scale industries, we are using large number of employees working under that one. A proper system will be in place and we also need to use higher technology to make a product available in the market. So that is, for example, automobile industry is an example for large scale industries. So basing on the size, we can divide the industries into small scale industry and large scale industry. And moving on to the ownership. The ownership is dividing again into 4 categories. One is public. If government owns the industries, that kind of industries are known as public industries. If private individuals are running the industry, then it is known as private industry. An example is Reliance Industries, Tata Industries come under the examples of private industries. Moving to the third one, joint stock exchange companies or joint industries. What are joint stock exchange industries or companies? Here we will have an individual or a group of individuals running together that industry. So no single owner will be there. A family or a group of families together can run the industry. That is, the Maruti Udyog is an example for joint stock industries. And last but not the least, that is cooperative industries. What is a cooperative industry? When it comes to cooperative industry is run by the people, those are giving the raw material itself. Like for example, the farmers who produce milk by their cow or buffalo, if they are only running that one, then it becomes a cooperative industry. The producer and the marketing person will be related or same people, that is called cooperative industry. There is a slight difference between the cooperative industry and the joint stock exchange industries. What is the difference that we generally get confused between joint stock and cooperatives? Joint stock means here a group of individuals will run it, but they will not be the real producers of the product. But when it comes to the cooperative sector, cooperative society industries are run by the people, those who are producing the raw material itself. Here we have Anand Milk is an example for this kind of cooperative sector industries. Joint stock example is Maruti Udyog. Now total we can calculate is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The industries are broadly categorized into 10 categories. First, primarily, they are categorized into 3 categories basing on the raw materials. Second is size. Third is ownership. Again, basing on the raw materials from where the industry is getting, they are divided into 4 categories. The agro-based industry, the mineral-based industry, the marine-based industry, the forest-based industry. The examples of agro-based industry, as we discussed, vegetable oil, food processing, minerals, iron, and marine, fish oil, forest, paper, and furniture. Size, small or large. Small example, cotton industries, cottage industries, basket industries. Cotton doesn't come as a small scale industry, sorry. Large scale automobile industries. And ownership, we have public ownership, private ownership, joint stock industries, and cooperative industries. In public, the example is SAIL, Steel Authority of India Limited. Private, Reliance Industries, Tata Industries, Birla Group. These are the major examples. Joint stock, we have Maruti Udyog, and cooperatives, we have Anand Milk.